PragmaticAdam is playing Divinity Dragon Commander. So, I need to choose a dragon here. And this one seems to be like a all-round DPS kind of dragon. We have the tank dragon with some regeneration, passive heal, and we have the support dragon, which gives allies health and attack power and such. But I think I prefer the DPS one for obvious reasons. PragmaticAdam, the dragon.
Thousands of years ago, Sigurd I built incredible engines of war, and with them forged an empire. The emperor married and sired many children. He even had a love child with mysterious Aurora, an ancient dragon in a woman's guise. Once united, peace was declared in Rivellon, and bloodshed soon forgotten. But Sigurd's realm of peace was shattered when his own sons and daughters rose against him. War returned with a vengeance, and annihilation reached new heights. Desperate to safeguard Sigurd's legacy, the wizard Maxos sought the help of the one child that never betrayed his father, Sigurd and Aurora's son, the half-dragon prince. He would be the one to save the empire from ruin, and to aid him in his quest, Maxos delivered unto him the imperial command ship known as the Raven. This is the story of Maxos and the dragon. This is the story of the Dragon Commander.
Cool. Nice premise. Kinda cookie cutter standard fantasy, but I do love that. Rivellon times. Sigurd, I, Emperor of Rivellon, murdered. Sons and daughters go to war. Siblings vie for the throne. No quarter given. Decades of peace end on bloody battlegrounds. Undead proclaim war is punishment from the gods. War waged with terrible contraptions. Elves and lizards horrified. Imps delighted. Gold prices skyrockets. War's not all bad, say dwarves. Okay. So dwarves are greedy. Undead are holy, because that makes sense. Imps are tinkers, I guess. Elves and lizards, I don't know.
Welcome, noble dragon, to the Raven. This wonder of engineering. This miracle wrought in magic that has a living demon for a heart.
Yes?
Between the knowledge I shall pry from this infernal creature's cryptic mind, and the avalanche of tomes, manuscripts and blueprints aboard awaiting study, we will catch up with our enemies in no time, and claim back the lands they have taken by force. Our task is monumental, but we will not have to face it alone. Two famed generals are here already, loyal to the legacy we are trying to save, and therefore loyal to you, given time.
Given time.
I have furthermore enlisted the service of Grumio, an imp of devilish cunning that can fashion anything my research will uproot. Already he has created you a wonder he calls a jetpack.
What is this mysterious power? I do not trust it.
Talk to these men, get your bearings, and begin your conquest. If you have any more questions, you can find me in the royal chamber, which I shall use as a study.
I shall meet you
Good luck,
later.
dragon.
Okay, so you are one of the generals, I presume.
Let me tell your Rider the Bat Bastard that I hold you in very little regard. Your father may have been a great king once, but this last decade, a crowned pig would have played the part better.
Hey, that's my father you're talking about.
He became a vainglorious fool, a sloth, and a coward. No wonder then that his own children could amass armies unperceived and strike at the heart of a kingdom in a matter of days.
And let me guess, you also think so lowly about me, and I had to prove myself to you. Probably on the
He
battleground.
tried to run, but he failed, and they slew him where he stood. Now the realm has been shattered, and vultures are picking what they can from his corpse by means of new and terrifying war machines. I'd say all is lost, but Maxos insists you are to be the one, the hero, who will take back the land we've lost. Excuse me if I laugh in derision. Ha 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 ha!
Sure.
Still, you are a dragon, I'll give you that, and of ancient blood. Prove to me you have the rocks to do undaunted battle, and perhaps my respect may still be yours.
You just insulted me. And I'm gonna respond, do you have a good name, good man? I have a name, you know, and it's not Bastard. It's Jon Snow.
Aye, and you have titles as well, but none of them king, as yet. I'll address you with the right regard the day you prove worthy of it.
What are you called?
Henry of the House of Lancefort. More you needn't know.
You are not worthy of more information. Tell me about your
Edmund,
colleague.
he's called. A lizard of the House of Carcarus. In truth, I'd rather sleep with Syphilis Incarnate than have him aboard. But there's no denying his talent. He's as arrogant as he is astute, and as ingenious as he is insufferable. Why don't you offer him a word of welcome? I know I won't.
Yeah, right. You're too cool for that, right?
I believe he's in the bar. Probably searching for sherry. Just about the only drink that
Judging by
snooze is-
your personality, I'm greatly looking forward to meeting this Edmund fellow. Are you? Oh, what dapper fellow you
There
are.
we have it, I suppose. The dragon son of a monarch deposed. Rightful heir to the throne, even if he was born out of wedlock.
So scandalous.
No doubt that boar of a Henry has already introduced me in his ever-elegant way. So here I am. Lord Edmund Augustus III, Duke of Hawknest Hall. I'd add at your service, but I don't think we're quite there yet. To be perfectly honest, I'd normally entertain the idea of lending my expertise to your cause as curtly as I'd consider attending a dwarven opera. But not unlike my fellow general, it is Maxos's backing of this enterprise that has me intrigued. You have doubts benefit, Dragon. Let's see how far it takes you.
I sense a lot of distrust in you, Edmund.
When one dwells among the highest echelons of power, where ambition runs thicker than blood, distrust is your best friend, as is its brother caution. In your case, though, the waters of misgiving run somewhat deeper. You are, after all, but a half-dragon.
Oh, yes, but half a dragon.
They call your kind dragon knights to lend an air of nobility to a lowly mixed breed. Not many make the distinction even, but the crucial difference is impurity. Human ancestry taints your being, for humanity and weakness are two sides of the same tuppence I drop in beggars' hats.
Okay, so the premise has taught us that humans don't like lizards and lizards don't like humans. Shocker. Racism in fantasy.
A bastard twice are you, my lord. Bastard born and bastard bred.
What's your take on the war that has erupted?
Only that it was bound to happen. For when an emperor weakens, his empire weakens with him. Now a litter of dogs is fighting for the throne, so maybe their dragon half-brother can walk away with it.
I should take my leave. The engineering bay. I guess the goblins there. Yep.
Greetings, sire, sprung from kings. I am Grumio, son of Gromio, an imp of good and honest standing. Your technician, shall I be, if it pleases you? your engineer and architect. I hope you'll like my jetpack. It is my gift to you, to keep without recompense, for gladly shall I remain aboard this wondrous ship to tinker and
I haven't
toy,
tried it yet, but
hammer
I'm
and
sure it's
hew.
wonderful. Sounds magical.
She is special, this vessel, filled with wonders undiscovered. The wizard, he feels it too. The taste, the tingle of mystery. Oh, to unlock its secrets.
How come you know so much about all this technology stuff?
Well, my lord, when your good father and Maxos first started to conquer the world with their fancy machines, we Emps were mesmerised. None of us cared if we were being drafted into a strange warlord's empire, for if those were the weapons he wielded, we were all ready to welcome him with open arms. By golly, were we ever.
By golly, were you ever?
Steam-driven giants on land, on sea, even in air. Oh, the ecstasy! Such wonders, such ingenuity, and jeepers, what cannons! Ever since then, some 30 years hence, us imps have dedicated our existence to the advancement of these delightful machines.
So I guess this is kind of a steampunky, futuristic setting, which I love.
Now, before those blessed days arrived, people regarded us as eccentric gnomes taken to experimenting with flame, gas, and liquid, like so many charlatan alchemists. But those days are over. We are scientists now, famed and fortuate. Truth be told, though, we've never quite given up our love for all things combustible. Rather on the contrary. Not that you mind, do you, my lord?
Let's have a look at your results of your current research.
Righto, my lord.
Well, that's a lot of things. And I have no idea what any of them does, so I guess we'll upgrade later. The Royal Chamber. Is that, yeah, for Maximus's.
Never hesitate to seek my counsel, Dragon Knight. Tirelessly I study and question, in the knowledge that my discoveries will make you the mightiest dragon ever to have soared the skies. We too shall unite dragons' daring with wizard's wisdom.
Let me
Nothing shall
see
stand
what
in
your
way.
research has yielded.
It shall be my
Stays upgrades. Okay, so these are upgrades for me as a dragon. And apparently it also costs research points, so it's only one currency, it seems. Again, I'll look at
Praise
that later.
be that I know more than 100 languages
Tell
older
me about
than
War and
mankind
Peace,
itself.
Maxos. How did
If
we
not,
get where
these
we are
points will mean
now?
very little. That is quite a tale, my friend, so bear with me. Since the dawn of time, beautiful Rivellon has been a stage of bitter rivalry, strife, and war. Haughty humans, all too lofty lizards, dogged dwarves, erratic elves, irrational imps, dogmatic undead, and yes, wayward wizards even, couldn't forego the time it takes for the moon to wax and wane without turning to fresh violence. Peace. The word itself hardly had a meaning. It was an abstract. Until after long and dark ages, 3 men decided they had had enough. I was one of them. The other 2 were your father Sigurd, and an eccentric inventor known only, even by us, as the Architect. We knew war would continue everlasting, unless one king would stand up, conquer all feuding factions, and unite the manifold battling races under the banner of a single world-spanning empire. Easier said than done was, I believe, our initial reaction.
And boy, were we wrong.
It was the Architect who provided us with the answer to the question how on earth we would go about enacting such an unparalleled enterprise. He said he had ways and means to provide your father, a battle-hardened warlord in his own right, with engines of war such as the world never saw. Technology, that was the solution. For if we could go to war with weapons so vastly superior as to be unstoppable, every opponent would have to yield before our onslaught. Where the architect obtained his strange knowledge from, he never wished to reveal. But in truth, Sigurd and I cared little for his mysterious ways. For whatever the source, our plans worked like a charm. And in a matter of years, Rivellon was ours. Yes, we had done it. We had created our empire, and your father became its first and so far only ruler. For a few precious decades, peace had finally taken on a meaning. It was a bright flash, all too quickly extinguished along the tenebrous continuum of time.
Right. From your tale, I gather a mighty empire was created. So how come it fell so quickly?
Long have I asked myself that question. Yet the answer is as simple as it is obvious. Human nature. Love, jealousy, anger, grief. All of these emotions proved more fatal to the stability of peace than 100,000 war machines could. You see, Sigurd, the architect, and I remained close friends after our quest had come to completion. But then, one fateful day, a woman of unequaled beauty arrived at court. After but a glance, there wasn't a man's heart in the room, not aching for even her mildest attention or a most fleeting caress. Your father, though married, courted her, as did the architect. For myself, I'd admit I'd given up the very secrets of magic in return for her love, but I knew rivalry could only lead to misery. And so it did. For bitter rivals my two friends became, and when in the end Sigurd was the one to win her affections, the architect left the palace with such hatred in his eyes as to strike me as diabolical.
I don't know. It's really cheap storytelling to just give a female the attraction of no one else and make her the desire of everyone around her. Like, if she walks into the room, everyone can't think anymore and just focus on her. It's really, really sloppy story writing, I think. The story becomes more intriguing if they give her some characteristics. Like, it's fine if you want to break up the kingdom here with people battling for a woman, but do you really have to make her the stereotypical, oh, she's the only one beautiful woman in the world, men drop dead when they see her, oh whoa, now we're lost and have to battle to the death for her hand. And she hasn't even spoken to us. It's, I don't know, maybe that's just me. Anyway.
A year their secret liaison lasted. 1 year your father and beautiful Aurora were happy together. Then suddenly she died. And it took me a long time to find out she did so at the hand of the architect. Sigurd never knew. He was destroyed by grief. The mighty warlord withered, and with him, the soul of his empire flickered like a candle in the breeze, until his own children blew it out forever, and hacked to pieces the land that was to have been his legacy.
Okay. Where is this architect now? That bastard killed my mother.
I promise I will tell you in due time. For now, I must keep silent. Please don't press me any further on the subject.
So, I wonder if the royal queen is still alive. I guess not, since her sons are battling for the land. She could be just have stepped back and I don't know. We'll see. What more can you tell me about Aurora?
Though I said I noticed from the beginning her beauty was of such perfection as to be supernatural, I soon discovered she was indeed more than human, and that the enchanting guise we saw her in was but a mask. Behind it lurked the dragon. Yes, she was one of the ancients, interested in the ways of the infinitely lesser creatures we nevertheless
I
call
didn't
civilized.
know.
She was
I thought
intrigued
me
by
being
Sigurd,
half dragon
his
was
war
just a
machines,
coincidence.
and his empire.
And I
It led
didn't
her
figure
to
it
his
out,
castle
even though my
for a
father
brief
was a
spell of
human.
passion, and
Ah.
ultimately her downfall.
My father seems to be held in little regard by some aboard the Raven. Why is that?
No one in Rivellon, save for you, Sigurd, the architect, and I, know of Aurora and how her death affected your father. As far as most are concerned, he was a great hero who all too soon fell prey to indulgence, sloth, and alcohol, which lost him the affection of his children, and in time started the war.
Right?
They are wrong, but truth will be revealed one day. Rest assured that when we finish our conquest and I can spend some leisure time in peace, I will write his history, and yours too. Everyone shall know the tragedy that befell him, and how his son, by the woman he loved, rose to save an empire.
Or how he threw away an empire for a woman. I mean, you could spin that different ways. I don't even know if I like my father after hearing all of this. What is our true end goal again, Nexus?
In a few words, victory and destruction. First, we must vanquish all warring rivals for the throne. Then, we must undo the technology that enabled them to go to war in the first place. We will rekindle the Empire of Peace your father founded, and be rid of the apparatus that might threaten it once more.
I shall take my leave. I guess I have to go to this map now. Blah 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 blah. Build buildings, expand empire, overthrow enemies. Oh, you can move units like chess almost. So these are my opponents, I guess, and these lands are unoccupied. By units. Light class, good against air. Medium class, good against light. That sounds nice to have. And one anti-air for good measure. Oh, I can't move them when I bought them apparently. Whoops. Go and take over that land for me. Nice. I could play cards, it says. Increase the gold revenue of this country by 200% for one turn. Sounds nice. Oh. Bring the population of the country down by 50%. I guess that's nice. I wonder if population means the rate they earn resources or the military. Determine the maximum amount of units they can produce during combat. Research point, gold, revenue, population. Ah, total amount of recruits. So it's probably good to use right before you attack. I guess. Seems like a good move. What did it build? Transport. That Emperor's bastard son gets Wizard's backing. Emperor takes a break from the war. He may travel faster, but he travels alone, criticized strategists. Surrender while you can, Commander. Enemy now transports troops over sea. More haste, less speed. Enemy invention propels troops forward. Troopers forward. Don't know what troops is, but sure. So I guess, I wonder if this works like time passes in between each turn, so people have new dialogue.
Yes, Commander?
What's your take on the war
If
situation?
later they write your story, Commander, they'll say you came from humble beginnings. That means you had shit all going for you, but managed to win all the same. So let's hope that'll be the story.
Yeah, I'm fine with that actually. Everybody loves the underdog. What do you make of all the asked there? Do you have anything new?
Commander?
Oh, the conquest of Rivlon is faring well. Wouldn't you agree?
I wouldn't actually, but if mindless optimism is your cup of tea, pray sip away.
I love this guy. You... Oh, I crave your affection. You, I just want to prove wrong and win and then ignore you when you start to praise me. Engineering Bay.
It's
Hello?
wondrous, my lord. Wondrous. The Raven, she speaks to me in my dreams. She tells me fantastic things, newfangled and new formed. I can make them all for you if you provide the right resources.
Reminds me of the Live Ship Chronicles. That's for you, the one guy who actually read those books. So the Raven, the ship, sings to you.
Indeed she does, my lord. A soft voice sings inside my head, but only when I'm in the land of eyes shut and mind at rest. There, she guides me to glory. Shows me things not even wizards could dream of.
Right? Our goal is to win the war, then destroy all things you have created. You know that, right? Wait, why is we destroying everything he's created?
Yes, but don't remind me. My heart bleeds just thinking about it. Oh, but I must be like a chef, don't I? I must create delicate wonders, impeccable blends of perfection in the knowledge they must all turn into wretched clumps of waste destined for the sewer.
So, is the technology supposed to be like evil in this game? Or why is we destroying everything?
It's a thankless thing I do, but I must remind myself the fun lies in creation, not completion. Can't be helped, my lord. We'll forge...
I guess it's a good time to actually look at his research. Transport. Go over water, which is nice, but I don't think I need to do that right now. Healing Shaman is nice. Spellcasters, anti-air, don't think I need it. Attack range. Trooper movement. Take over buildings. Warships. some, I don't know, zeppelins. It sounds nice though, zeppelin. Mortar turrets. Rocket. I don't know. Unmasked cloak units. I think I want shaman. Healers are always nice. I don't think I'll buy anything else. Do you have anything new to say to me, Maximus?
My studies have been highly interesting of late, and have yielded results of great interest to you.
Grumio tells me the raven sings to him in his sleep, and that voice is female.
Does he now? There's an explanation for that, but I'll reserve it for later.
Sure, why not tell me right now?